Jordi's career ended in 90 seconds during a live interview, but this wasn't an accident. Angela White had been planning this public execution for 4 months. The man who tried to sabotage her biggest role was about to discover that lying about a professional costs everything. This is the most savage career destruction ever broadcast live. What started as industry rivalry became personal warfare. What began with stolen opportunities ended with public humiliation and destroyed reputations. By the time you finish watching this, you'll see how one woman's patience and evidence turned her saboteur's moment in the spotlight into his complete professional annihilation. This isn't just revenge. This is live television career suicide. The bright lights of the AVN Live interview set blaze down on Angela White and Jordi as they sat across from host Jessica Drake, supposedly promoting their upcoming collaborative film, International Desires. The interview was being broadcast live to over 200,000 viewers worldwide, representing the biggest publicity opportunity either performer had ever received. But as the cameras rolled, Angela's smile carried a dangerous edge that made veteran industry insiders nervous. This wasn't going to be a typical promotional interview. This was about to become the most explosive career destruction in adult entertainment history. "So, Angela," Jessica began cheerfully, "tell us about working with Jordi on this exciting international project." Angela's response would launch a nuclear strike that had been months in the planning. "Well, Jessica, I think our viewers deserve to know the truth about what really happened behind the scenes of this production, especially since Jordi has been spreading some very interesting stories about me to industry executives." The statement sent shockwaves through the live studio audience. Jordi's face went white as he realized his co-star wasn't here to promote their film. She was here to destroy him on live television. But what happened next would become legendary in entertainment circles, as Angela White unleashed 4 months of secretly gathered evidence that would expose Jordi as a liar, a saboteur, and a fraud who had been systematically trying to destroy her career while stealing credit for her work. The betrayal had started 6 months earlier when both performers were cast in International Desires, a big-budget production that was supposed to establish them as mainstream crossover stars. The film had a $2 million budget, A-list directors, and distribution deals that could launch both of their careers into new territory. Angela, with her Australian background and business degree, had been cast as the sophisticated international businesswoman. Jordi, despite his much younger age and limited acting experience, had somehow secured the male lead role through industry connections and aggressive self-promotion. Everything had been perfect until Jordi decided that sharing the spotlight wasn't enough. He wanted to eliminate Angela entirely and claimed the film's success for himself. The sabotage had been systematic and devastating. Jordi had approached the film's producers with carefully crafted lies about Angela's unprofessional behavior on set. He claimed she was difficult to work with, unreliable with scheduling, and demanded constant script changes that disrupted production. More damagingly, he convinced the producers that Angela's diva attitude was creating problems with other cast members and that the film would be more successful with a different female lead. He even suggested specific replacements who happened to be performers he had personal relationships with. The lies had been so convincing that Angela had nearly lost her role entirely. Only her ironclad contract and the intervention of the director had saved her part, but the damage to her reputation with the production company was severe. But Jordi had made a fatal mistake. He had underestimated exactly how intelligent and vengeful a betrayed Australian businesswoman could be. "Ladies and gentlemen," Angela announced to the shocked live audience, "I have some recordings that I think you'll find very educational about Mr. Jordi's behind-the-scenes activities." She pulled out her phone and connected it to the studio's audio system. "This is Jordi talking to producer Mike Chun about how he plans to get me fired from our film so he can claim sole credit for its success." The audio began playing through the studio speakers, filling the room with Jordi's voice clearly describing his strategy for eliminating Angela from their production. The live audience gasped as they heard him bragging about manipulating the producers and spreading false rumors about her professionalism. "That's taken out of context," Jordi stammered, but Angela was just getting started. "Really? Let's provide some context then," she replied, playing another recording. This is Jordi explaining to his agent how he's been secretly trying to get me replaced with performers he has personal relationships with, even though our film's success depends on our established chemistry. The second recording was even more damaging, with Jordi clearly outlining his plan to sabotage Angela's career while positioning himself as the film's real star. But the nuclear bomb was still coming. Now here's the really interesting one, Angela continued, her Australian accent making every word sound like a death sentence. This is Jordi talking to entertainment blogger Marcus Rivera about how he plans to leak false stories about my unprofessional behavior to damage my reputation right before our film's release. The final recording was devastating. Jordi's voice filled the studio as he outlined his media manipulation strategy, planning to use fake stories and manufactured controversies to steal all the publicity attention for himself while destroying Angela's career prospects. The live chat exploded with shocked reactions as 200,000 viewers witnessed Jordi being exposed as a fraud and saboteur in real time. Industry executives watching the stream were frantically taking notes about the implications for their own projects. "Jordi," Angela said with deadly calm, "you forgot that I'm not just a performer. I have a business degree and I understand exactly how industry politics work. I've been documenting your sabotage campaign for months because I knew someone like you couldn't be trusted." She pulled out a tablet containing additional evidence. "I also have email chains where you conspired with certain bloggers to plant negative stories about me, text messages where you tried to turn other cast members against me, and financial records showing that you paid for fake social media campaigns designed to damage my reputation." The studio fell into stunned silence as the full scope of Jordi's deception became clear. This wasn't just professional rivalry. It was systematic career sabotage involving multiple conspirators and fraudulent activities. But Angela wasn't finished destroying her saboteur. "The really beautiful part," she continued, "is that while Jordi was busy trying to destroy my career, I was building evidence that proves he's been lying to producers, manipulating media coverage, and engaging in fraud. I'd like everyone to know that I've filed complaints with the Industry Ethics Board and provided all this evidence to relevant authorities." She delivered the killing blow with a smile that could melt steel. "Oh, and Jordi, the producers have decided to reshoot all your scenes with a different actor. Turns out they don't appreciate being lied to and manipulated. Your career in this industry is over." Host Jessica Drake, recognizing the historic nature of what was happening, asked the question everyone was thinking. "Angela, how does it feel to turn the tables so completely on someone who tried to destroy you?" Angela's response became one of the most quoted statements in entertainment history. "Jessica, the best revenge isn't getting mad. It's being smart enough to let your enemies destroy themselves with their own lies while you document everything for the perfect moment to expose them." As the interview concluded, Jordi had been exposed as a fraud, lost his role in their film, and destroyed his reputation in front of 200,000 live viewers. Meanwhile, Angela had demonstrated her intelligence, professionalism, and strategic thinking, cementing her status as one of the industry's most respected performers. The revenge had been perfect because it was public, devastating, and completely justified by documented evidence of Jordi's systematic deception. Within hours of what entertainment media called the live interview execution, Jordi had lost every pending contract and opportunity he had been negotiating. The recordings Angela released became viral sensations, making him a cautionary tale about the consequences of trying to sabotage colleagues. Production companies issued statements distancing themselves from Jordi's behavior, while industry organizations praised Angela for exposing unethical conduct that threatened the professionalism of their business. Her reputation was enhanced, while Jordi became unemployable. The moral was clear: never try to sabotage someone smarter than you are, especially when they have the patience to document your crimes and the perfect platform to expose them. Jordi had learned that lesson in the most public and humiliating way possible. Thank you for watching this incredible story of sabotage and perfect public revenge. If you found this tale of justice and career destruction satisfying, please hit the like button and subscribe for more shocking stories of how betrayers get exactly what they deserve.